to pivot on that, STEM versus STEAM. My colleague talked to me yesterday about the huge demand for designers and design thinkers in Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that sort of confounded me because in Australia we're pushing STEM, the science, technology, engineering, maths subjects because there's a decline. And then when STEAM floated up, I thought this is interesting. Have you got any insights on that?
So design is a part of the engineering process, right? And Apple really hit upon that. They don't really ever, and they don't make new kind of huge kind of technical breakthroughs, but they package it into like a beautiful product that's just wonderful to use. And so designers help make that beautiful product. The designers themselves, they kind of think are technical. The best UI UX folks are well versed in, basic front-end engineering, basic DevOps, basic server technology, et cetera, et cetera. So are all the kind of the technical leaders. And engineering will only get you so far, right? Like no one says that an engineer should design how the outside of a car looks because it's going to look ugly. Right? You're going to get a designer to design it.
Yeah.
And companies that focus on design are led by designers, right? Steve Jobs was an aesthetic. And so all his products are aesthetic, right? But there's nothing really MacBook Pro that much better than, say, a Windows desktop, right? Neither from a hardware nor you can install Linux or what have you. But it is a well-designed piece of machine, which Steve Jobs had an eye for. Google is an engineering company. The things that it releases are strong in engineering, right? And it comes through in the culture. But the person leading the company is usually very strong in the strength of that company.
Mm. Yeah.
And that's what makes them successful.
Super. I think I'm out of questions. Anyone else?
Thanks, Gregory. That was excellent.
No, I'm happy to help. And if you guys want more conversations, and especially on kind of leadership and hiring, I do that quite a bit. I'm happy to, pontificate kind of ad nauseum on the topic because there's something that I see it's just crazy, and then they wonder why it doesn't work, and it's like utterly obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think challenges we're facing, I think, in terms of our organisation and, these insights are very, very helpful.
I mean, if you're looking for a company that has really turned it around, take a look at Microsoft.
Yeah.
About 20 years ago, they were seen as this kind of old, staid organization, right, that was kind of dying. And now they've really made a resurgence. And a lot of the reason why is because they've put these highly technical, highly smart people at the top, like Satya Nadella, like others that used to be engineers, that know the space, and they realize where the world is moving, right? And they have really changed the company. And, it certainly doesn't have the reputation of a Google yet, I think, but a lot of people like where it's going, and the reason why it's going that way is because it's led by kind of good engineering, good principles, and that not by a sales guy, not by a finance guy. Those roles are super important, but the core direction of the company and the whole culture is set from kind of an engineering and a product and that sort of perspective.
Interesting. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right in there. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Appreciate your time, and not sure what time it is for you wherever you are, but no, thank you.
It's 11:45 at night, so it's almost that time.
I'll let you get into bed. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Cheers. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Oh, good morning.
Thank you. See you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.